Hello my loves, thanks for returning. I hope this video finds you happy and doing well. As you know by the thumbnail, this video is going to be a kind of first impressions of the new JUVIA'S foundation and the Nubian 3 Coral eyeshadow palette. So if you're interested, then just keep watching. Alright, so as you can see, I already have the face done. I wanted to just kind of tell you all before I kind of go into the demo what I think about the two products. I'll have timestamps listed below just in case you don't want to hear this little blurb that I'm going to talk about. So quickly about the eyeshadow palette, I really love it. I like all of JUVIA'S eyeshadow palettes. I was gifted this by Monique. She's a really sweet friend of mine, and here are the shades which I know all of you all are familiar with. I really love the color story, and I think that the formula is pretty much consistent across the board with her other eyeshadow palettes. I don't know if everyone would agree with me on that one, but I think that this is a really pretty palette, and of course I used it to create the look that I have on now. As far as the foundation is concerned, I do have that on, and the shade that I have is in Nirobi. And anytime that I do a foundation video where I'm actually, you know, applying it and things like that, my main goal is to be a shade reference for, you know, folks out there that think that they may be close to my skin tone. So this shade is in Nirobi, and I will insert a picture, and this picture was taken without a flash, and I think that it looks good, and it is inside, and this is just with the regular studio lights that I have that I'm actually filming with. And I think that the shade is, I think that overall it's a good shade. It may lean a little red or orangey, I don't know, you all can let me know what you think. But I think what I like most about this foundation is the consistency. It is a velvet matte, and I set it with my BECCA Be a Light palette, and I think that it has a really beautiful kind of to me this is like a date night type of foundation. And as you're gonna see in the demo, I did kind of layer it on relatively thick, but and I don't really advise that, but sometimes I get a little overexcited when I'm applying on a new foundation, and I want to see if it's going to I want to see how it's going to play if I decide to use it when I go out, because when I go out I want that flawless beat for the gods, to the gods, whichever one it is. That's the kind of look that I'm hoping for. So I think that this is a really pretty foundation, and even though I applied it on kind of thick, it really doesn't feel heavy on my skin. I think the price range is right, and you know, I kind of thought about it. Am I just biased because I like JUVIA'S place? I don't know, maybe not, I don't know, but you can judge for yourself and tell me how you think it looks. I lightly set it, and I didn't do a heavy set because it does say that it's a velvet matte. Now what I did do is, as far as my skin prep, I have been changing it up a little bit. I used to put a moisturizer on, but here lately I will add my Origins Perfect World toner, and I'll add this rose toner and this essence. And with these three products here lately, with any foundation that I've been using and testing out, I will use those three, especially if it says matte, because those are going to provide the most hydration for me without giving that slip or greasy type of look, if you will, because I don't really subscribe to primers. That's not to say that, you know, don't use them or anything like that. I just never really have, but as a pre-skin prep, those are the items that I use before I apply this foundation, and I think it's just pretty. It feels comfortable, and another thing that I especially like about it is that it doesn't have any smell, you know, a chemical smell or a weird type of smell. And overall, I think that it's really pretty. Let me know what you all think about the color. I think that that's pretty much all that I have to say in regards to these two products. So now let's go ahead and get into the demo. So I think I'm going to use this shade right here as a brow bone highlight. And I think all of the coral shades are really pretty in this palette. Even the gray shade, I don't think I'm going to be using that one in this look. All right, so the next shade I'm gonna go in with is this shade right here. This palette doesn't have the names, which I'm sure all of you all know, but I'm just going to add that shade right up under the brow bone highlight shade. Alright, and next I'm gonna go in with this chocolate shade right here and put that in my crease. And I'm gonna start off by just kind of patting it in, and then once I get that done, I'll blend it out. But the consistency of this palette pretty much seems to be consistent with all of her palettes. So I'm gonna go back in with this shade right here, this crease color, to kind of blend out the edges on the color that I just laid down. Alright, so the next shade I think I'm gonna go in with is this, I don't know. I guess maybe this one or this one. Or maybe this one. Let me try this. Let me try this one. All of them are so pretty. So I'm just going to apply that one in the middle. Okay, I'll do that. And this color is really pretty. It's super pretty. I didn't get a chance to go through all of my other Juvia's Place palettes, but I don't think that the other palettes have any of these shades in them. Okay, so this brown metallic shade, I'm gonna put that right here. Okay, and I'm gonna put that on the outer V like that. All right, and then I'm gonna put it over here. As you can see, this is really quick. This is not anything that's drawn out and magnificent. And then on the inner eye right here, I'm just gonna use this shade, this light pink, which is super pretty. And I'm just gonna apply that in, and after I do that, I'm gonna blend it out, and then I'm gonna be moving on to the complexion. All right, so I have that applied, and I'm gonna go back in with a little bit more of this chocolate shade and put it on the outer V, just to kind of deepen it up a little bit more. And I'm going to work on the lower lash line after I have my foundation applied. And you know what? I think I'm gonna add some silver on here. At first I didn't think I was gonna add the silver, but I think I'm gonna add that right here on the inner eye. You can't really see it, but oh yeah, you can see it on that side. Let me add a little bit more. There you go. Alright, so I'm going to move on to complexion, but before I do, I'm going to clean this up with a wipe, which is typically what I will always do. Alright, so on to the foundation, and as many of you all already know, it comes in a little tube like this, and it is relatively on the thick side, as you can see. That, to me, that's kind of thick. Okay, and I'm hoping this is my color. All right, and I'm going to use a Juvia's Place brush. I got this brush, I think almost 2 years ago. I'm not sure if they even, I know she pretty much, a lot of times she changes up her brushes, but anyway, this is the flat buffer brush. I'm not going to use a beauty blender. I'm just going to use a brush, okay, which is what I typically like to do if the foundation is on the thick side. So I'm going to go ahead and apply this. And I think I'm gonna work in sections. And I think I put too much on my hand. And I really don't smell a scent, which is positive. You all know how I feel about that. I don't really like that, and having that feature in a foundation. And I forgot, the few reviews that I saw, I forgot that they said that you don't need that much, and look how much foundation I applied, way too much. So anyway, so that's one side. Let me go ahead and apply the other side. All right, so I think that's pretty much it. I'm not going to put on a concealer, but I do think that, let me see, I think that it covered up all of my dark spots pretty good, because I don't see them. Remember, I had some over here and right here, and I don't see them. I think that this is a pretty good match. I guess it may be a tad bit too, what is it, red? I don't know. You can let me know what you think down in the comments. And the only thing that messes you up is the lighting. Of course, the lighting in the stores is so much different from when you get under the light in the when you get ready to do your videos. So, but the coverage is, if you're a person who wants full coverage, this is definitely it. All right, so now that I have that applied, I'm just gonna go ahead and use my Be a Light foundation palette to set this. And the reason that I'm using the powder out of this palette is because it's a very light, finely milled powder, and typically it goes with, or it plays very well with any foundation that I use. So I'm just gonna do a light set, a very light set. Alright, so now that I have that set, I'm gonna go ahead and do my lower lash line. I'm gonna use this shade right here. I don't think I used that one. And I'm going to put that on the lower part. And then next, I'm gonna use this shade again. And for the lower part, I'm gonna use this matte chocolate shade. All right, and I'm going to go ahead and finish my face, bronze it up, do highlight, and then I'm gonna come back. All right, so this is the final look. I think it turned out really pretty. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Are you gonna pick it up? What shade are you? Do you have the foundation and the concealer? Let me know down in the comments. I'd love to hear about it. Thank you so much for tuning in, and until my next video, smooches.